Hello everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII walkthrough. We are finally out of Midgar. Finally. I mentioned actually in the last video there, right towards the end, that at this point in the game, I get a little more happy about the game. I just feel like being in Midgar. I just feel claustrophobic almost. There is not much room to run around. So here, now that we've finally made it to the world map, it feels a little bit better. Now, granted, yeah, there is still a very specific path that we will have to take, but at least for the time being. Again, I like the world map feel at the very least. And we've actually got a couple of enemies that we need to come across here. Now, one of them, though, I will say, is another, like, thief type. Back when we were still in Midgar, there was a little area where there were a couple of, like, thief-like enemies. And basically, they'll steal an item from you, and if you don't kill them fast enough, they'll just run away. And that's not always the worst thing. There's actually a little bit of a trick that goes along with that. Again, I mentioned it, way back. It was probably 3 hours ago. Well, maybe not that far. I don't know. Anyways, it was a lot of videos ago. But long story short, for the time being, I would say avoid them. If you actually get into battle with them, I would actually suggest at this point running away. You just don't want to lose certain items. One of those items being like the ghost hand, because there's no way to get more of them. Once, if one of those thieves steals one of your ghost hands and then runs away, there is literally no way to get that back. Now, if you're fast enough, or if your characters have enough damage output, if those thieves steal from you, you can actually damage them enough, and if you are actually able to kill them before they run away, you'll get your item back. So that's kind of nice, but at the same time, I would just say if you get into any combat with those thieves, I would just run away. Now here, if you noticed, I just learned the enemy skill Matra Magic. That's a fairly decent magic ability at this point. The great thing about enemy skills is that you can use them as many times as you want, and things like Matra Magic is by default multi-target. So what do I mean, or why is that so good? Well, again, like normally if you use if you use like a lightning spell and you've got that equipped with all, that's the amount of times that you can cast lightning on all of your enemies is determined on the level, or determined by the level of your all materia. And so, you're limited in how many times you can cast that as a multi-target spell. Unlike Matra Magic there, where you're able to cast it, again, it's multi-target, and you get to cast it as many times as you want during combat. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out there, I think it's the Custom Sweeper is the name of that enemy. It also has the Atomic Scissors, and that is a weapon for Barret. Very, very good weapon at this point in the game for Barret. So, again, especially if you're using Barret, I would definitely suggest, taking advantage of those and equipping them. Excuse me. Anyways, all right. So here we are at Kalm now. Unfortunately, Kalm is super long when it comes to storyline purposes. So just be prepared. You've been warned. Is it the end of the world? No, and there is, frankly, a lot of important character development here, as well as storyline development. So, my whole reasoning behind, or the reason why I don't like it so much, is because at this point in the game, I just want to get out. I want to, level. I want to run around. I want to explore, do some more fun stuff. But instead, I'm kind of stuck here taking care of storyline stuff. Now, you know, the first time I played the game, that wasn't quite the case. And, you know, this was pretty, you know, informative. So, you know, that's changed, though, now that I've gone through the story a bunch of times. So, anyways, all right. So, Soldier. So, Cloud and Sephiroth were assigned a mission together. And so they became friends. Apparently, Cloud was 16 at the time. And this scene is interesting. This whole side, I can't even really call it side quest, almost like flashback. It's really interesting, and I feel like it's extremely important to pay attention to everything that happens. And then on top of that, I'll be honest, I think that as with most RPGs or a lot of like the Final Fantasy RPGs, I feel like you get a lot more out of the game if you play through it twice. That being said, the reason for that is I just feel like a lot of these Final Fantasy games are extremely complicated in terms of storyline. So, again, I feel like you'll get a lot more out of it if you play through it twice. You know, I guess if you don't plan on doing that, just pay attention. I'll try to do my best here to explain everything. But here, so Cloud is saying here that he signed up to be in Soldier because he essentially idolized Sephiroth and he wanted to be like him. Unfortunately for Cloud, the war was over by the time he signed up. So at this point, apparently he says he's taking on every dangerous mission he can, essentially in order to you know, kind of prove himself. And so you know, you can probably read into that a little bit. It seems, I don't know if I would say pathetic, but I mean, yeah, he wants to stand out, and I guess that's okay. It's just you know, maybe not the best reasons for it. But anyways, all right. So the enemies here are absolutely brutal. I wouldn't worry too much about. You don't have to worry about Cloud dying. You know, I mean, look at this. He only has 140 health, so he must be at like level 1 at this point. And there you go, one shot. But again, it doesn't matter. Sephiroth will finish off any enemy you come across. He's an absolute beast, if that wasn't obvious. I was kind of hoping I'd get to see his limit break, but I don't think... Actually, I don't know if he's even got one. But I guess you could try it out, but you'd probably have to try it out later. I believe, like, right there, you only get to do one battle with him for the time being. Again, we'll get to be in battle, I guess, with him a little bit later, but... again, I'm not 100% sure if he's got a limit break or not. I'd say it might be worth trying to find that out if you are really interested in that. I wasn't so much, but I guess it would be interesting. I'm sure if he does have one, I'm sure it's out there somewhere on the internet. But again, I didn't try it out. All right. Anyways. All right. So this is actually, I believe this is Nibelheim. So this is Cloud and Tifa's hometown, if I remember correctly. So the Calm town is actually set up somewhat similar to Nibelheim. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but again, keep that in mind. Calm is not the same town. Again, it looks a little bit like it, a little bit, but it is not. It is not the same place. So I guess keep that in mind. Wait a minute. Isn't that the name of Sephiroth's mother? Okay. Yeah. So Jenova is the name of Sephiroth's mother. Damn headless spook. Ooh, okay. Ask questions later. Okay, Cloud, continue. Excuse me. Town was quiet. Everyone was staying in their houses, afraid to come out because of the monsters. So, apparently, the whole reason why we're here is because there's all kinds of monsters running around the town, and the feel is that, or the consensus is that it's got something to do with the reactor. So we're gonna go check it out. You may visit your family and friends. Oh, how gracious of you. Okay, so here, if you want to, you can cruise around a little bit. I don't really know why I didn't have this guy take Cloud's picture. I should have. But you can explore the town a little bit if you want to. I thought... Yeah, I'm going to explore a little bit. Now, this guy here is Zangan, I think? Yeah, Zangan. So this is actually Tifa's, sorry, teacher. She'll be a powerful fighter. Ain't that the truth? She's a powerhouse. I wouldn't mess with her. Alright, so if you want, you can go up and talk to Sephiroth. Excuse me, jeez. Otherwise, I think actually you can explore the town right now. You might even be able to afterwards. I don't remember. No, I guess we're going to find out here. We're short one bed. Ooh, doesn't sound good. Okay, yeah, apparently I just went right to sleep. Okay. Again, if I remember correctly, you can actually explore the town before or after you sleep. Here we go. All right. So yeah, apparently this is when I decided to explore instead. Here is Cloud's house, I think. Yeah. Here, I think you can completely skip all of this if you want to. A few days later, she died. What? Sad. Okay. So she looked fine, and then a few days later, apparently she passed away. That is sad. So, it looks like, if I remember correctly here, Tifa and Cloud literally live right next door to each other. You look so handsome. I feel like, Cloud's mom is like the doting type. But I bet the girls are all over you. Not really. You should have an older girlfriend, one that'll take care of you. I think that would be the perfect type for you. Huh, okay. I'm not interested. You eating right? Company takes care of me? Huh, okay. Apparently Shinra's got some sort of meal program. Okay. I will always be your mother. Okay, so I kind of feel like Cloud doesn't really want to talk about his mom all that much. Alright, here we are. Tifa's house. Let's do it. Let's explore. Looks like a pretty normal house. I like how you can say whether or not you went into her room and stuff. And then here is Tifa's piano. Now, to be honest, it doesn't actually matter what you do here at this point in the game. Later on, when you actually visit Nibelheim, and again, hopefully I'm saying that right, but when you visit here later, you will actually be able to get some items out of the piano. I don't remember at what point, you know, I'll go over that once it actually becomes more relevant, but for the time being, you just don't really have to worry about, you know, what you play on the piano here. There is a specific set of notes that you need to play, but again, that won't, you know, you won't have to worry about that until later. I guess here I am playing it. Now, I don't remember if you have to play this in the correct way every single time or not either. Again, we'll this melody before. Okay, so I assume there that I don't know if he'll say that little line there no matter what you play, or if you have to play the specific notes. I actually looked it up and looked up the specific notes that we'll have to play later on in the game, but I like you can go into her dresser and say that you found orthopedic underwear. I think that's absolutely hilarious, but all right, let's get out of here. Let's move on. Stop teasing Tifa. Poor girl. All right, so here I think you can have this guy take your picture again. And I think, yeah, this is Tifa's father here. And obviously he's worried about Tifa. 2 men from Soldier with me. Just happen to be the #1 guide in this town. All right. Take one picture for a memento. If I remember right, this is pretty important. The whole picture deal. It's been a while though, so I don't remember all the details on this. Cheese. All right. All right, so a Mako reactor was built in Mount Nibel, however you want to say that. Cold air of the mountains of Nibel, it was no different. Okay. The bridge. Oh boy. Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. Wah! Frightening. Everyone seems to be all right. Well, good. Uh-oh, seems to be one person missing. It may sound cold, but we've got no time to search for him. Wow, that is cold, actually. I mean, really? Really, dude? Cold-blooded. All right, what do we have here? Couple of monsters that are gonna get one shot here, I'm guessing. Sephiroth has some really powerful magic, so in general, you won't have to worry about much. And again, now I would say if you're going to attempt, and again, I actually don't remember if Sephiroth actually has a limit break that's viewable or not, but I would assume that this is the only time in the game that you would actually be able to see it. Yeah, so otherwise, I don't know. I guess maybe you could see it later on in the game or something if he actually has one. Again, I don't know for sure though, but this is the only time in the game where you actually get to control him. I use that term loosely though. It seems like he just does his own thing in battle anyway, so you don't actually get to choose his commands. And again, so who knows? Maybe if even if you were able to bring his limit gauge all the way up, he may not even use it anyway. He may use magic instead. I don't know. So I don't know. I guess I would say I mean obviously I didn't spend a bunch of time trying to view it, but if that's something that you want to try, go right ahead. Be my guest. Did I say guest or guest? I meant guest, obviously. Be my guest. Be my guest. That sounds so funny. Alright, the knowledge and wisdom of ancients is held in materia. Okay. So apparently there is a link between the planet and materia. Hojo. Alright. Name dropper. So Hojo explained to Sephiroth how materia worked, and essentially that the word magic isn't accurate at all, because the word magic assumes some sort of supernatural or has a supernatural connotation to it, and again, like Sephiroth just explained, that's not how materia actually works. But that's what we're gonna call it anyway. Because F Hojo, that's why. Alright, so we're gonna head into the reactor here. Place is full of Shinra's industrial secrets. Yeah, that it is. Alright, let's head on in. Go, Tifa stomps her foot. Man! Alright. Here, I went to the wrong spot here. Yeah, you can't go that way, buddy. Come on. There we go. Okay, so here we are. Apparently the door is locked. This is the reason for the malfunction. This part is broken. Please close the valve. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so Hojo has done something here, a bit of an experiment, and Sephiroth claims that even though you've done this, this will never put you on the same level as Dr. Gast. So Dr. Gast, I believe we will learn more about him or her later on. I don't remember if Ghast is actually a male or female, but here you have some sort of weird monster thing inside this, whatever this is. Alright, so normal members of Soldier have been infused with a little bit of Mako. And whatever is inside here has been exposed to extreme levels of Mako. Okay. Alright, so Sephiroth completely loses it here. And is wondering if he was created in the same way. I've always felt since I was small that I was different in some way, but not like this. Here, I don't know if this one like woke up or something. Freaky. So again, allegedly these are humans that that Hojo put in these containers or whatever these things are. All right. So Cloud was surprised that Shinra was creating monsters. All right, so here is actually probably wouldn't be a bad idea to save your game if you wanted to and take a rest. I am going to just power through it though. Which actually made this video extremely long. It probably would have been a good idea to cut it here and continue after, but... Okay, so at that point, after this, or after the little incident at the reactor, Sephiroth disappeared, but was later found here in the Shinra mansion. So let's head on over there. All right, so Tifa's father looks like the photographer is here, as well as Zangan and Tifa. But Cloud, I guess, goes in alone. All right, so the Shinra mansion here is actually quite a few rooms now. I was super rusty, but we actually need to go upstairs and to the right. All these other rooms are, there's nothing that you can do here. Yeah, these are all empty for the time being. Alright. Let's head upstairs. There we go. Sign of Sephiroth, but we saw him go through this room, okay? And there is a hidden door and a really cool looking staircase here. All right. An organism that was apparently dead was found 2,000 years ago. And apparently that was Jenova. I don't know how that works, but apparently Jenova didn't decompose after she died, apparently. That's my takeaway from this conversation. Brother's name is Jenova. Jenova Project. Is this just a coincidence? Professor Guest, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? Oh, okay, so Professor Guest is dead. Let me be alone. All right, so at this point, I think we actually have to leave. Okay, I get the point, buddy. You don't want to talk. That's cool. Chill. All right, so Sephiroth didn't come out of the mansion. Continued to read as if he was possessed by something, and not once did the light in the basement go out. All right, so he was tireless in his search for answers, which I think is completely understandable. He's trying to learn exactly how he came about. Which, again, I feel like makes sense. I think if I were to come across something like that, I'd be expecting or searching for some answers as well. All right, so we actually have to head back down to the basement again. Yeah, here we are. Sephiroth seems different. Oh, really? He's different, all right. All right. Traitor. You ignorant traitor, I'll tell you. The planet was originally belonged to the Cetra. Cetra were an itinerant race. They would migrate in, settle the planet, and move on. At the end of their harsh, hard journey, they would find the promised land. But those that liked or disliked the journey appeared. Those that stopped and built shelters and elected to not continue on, they took that which the Cetra and the planet had made without giving anything in return. Those are your ancestors. Okay. Long ago, disaster struck the planet. Your ancestors escaped. They survived because they hid. The planet was saved by sacrificing the Cetra. After that, your ancestors continued to something. Now all that's left of the Cetra are these reports. What does that have to do with you? Don't you get it? An ancient named Jenova was found in the geological stratum 2,000 years ago. The Jenova Project wanted to produce people with the powers of the ancients. And I am the one that was produced. Okay. Professor Gas, leader of the Jenova Project, ingenious, probably to life or something like that. I'm trying to, out of my way, I'm going to zoom out. Trying to cut down this dialogue here. I'm probably not doing the greatest job, but... So, essentially here, Sephiroth just loses it. I don't know. He seems, at this point, to be super crazy. It's one of those interesting things. You can kind of make some real world connections, I guess I would say. And that's that he's blaming everybody, essentially, that, isn't like him, for what's happened, and kind of is holding everyone else. So what I mean by that is when Cloud walks in, Sephiroth calls him a traitor. And Cloud's just like, dude, what are you talking about? So it's almost like he's holding Cloud's ancestors accountable for what happened to the Cetra. So, I don't know. It doesn't... I guess at some point there, Sephiroth, I feel like, just kind of snapped. Which, understandable or not, I don't really know. But at the same time, I mean, what happened is what happened, I guess, and it looks like he thought it was a good idea to light the town on fire. So, kind of a monster. Right back there, actually, you have to go inside that house to check for survivors, and I don't think anyone is alive. And here's Sephiroth cutting down, I assume, some townspeople. And then stepping through the flames like a total badass. Spooky. All right, so like he said, he's going to see his mother, which means back to the reactor. So Cloud apparently decides to chase him there. Which, I mean, I wouldn't recommend that. It seems like a horrible idea. I mean, 100 and what did Cloud have there? 140 HP versus Sephiroth's 3,000 something. The dude doesn't stand a chance. Let's be honest. Okay, so here, Tifa, I think this is the point where Tifa, you know, kind of, I don't know if I'd say she loses it, but she kind of says, if you notice there, the dialogue, you know, Mako, soldiers, Shinra, I hate it all. And I believe this is probably what leads her to kind of getting together with Barret and, you know, fighting back for the planet. And then Sephiroth here completely destroys her, it looks like. All right. You promised that you'd come if I was in trouble. That he did. There you go. He made good on that promise. So, or at least he made good on it once. All right. So, there you have it. Cloud is a man of his word. All right, here's Jenova. I assume, anyway. I think that's Jenova. I really don't know why they keep her here. Maybe just kind of out of the way, but I don't know. It seems like a really weird place to keep her. Let's go to the Promised Land. So obviously, Cloud pretty upset with Sephiroth here. They've come again, Mother. Mother was destined to rule the planet? Is that what he said there? Those worthless creatures, are stealing the planet from Mother. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Let's be real here. Okay, so I assume actually Jenova is back here in this. Yeah, she's back here. Okay. And that whatever he just ripped off there was just whatever, some weird cyborgy looking piece of machinery that I assume that was made to look like Jenova, to obviously hide the truth. Again, I don't know why they kept her back here. You know, maybe someone that knows better than me can make sense of that, but I feel like you know, Jenova would have been you know, better at the headquarters. And you know, how did Jenova get to the headquarters? Because obviously this is a flashback, so you know, at some point Jenova does end up back in the hands of Shinra. So I guess I don't know right off the top of my head what happens to her from this point to later on in the game. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll find out, but kind of weird. And again, I feel like a really weird decision to keep her here in the Nibelheim reactor. So, I mean, unless the reactor itself... Well, I shouldn't say that. Okay, so Hojo did have all those, the humans there and, you know, kind of essentially mutated them with Mako. So, to me, it doesn't feel like just a reactor. It seems like it's more of like a reactor slash, you know, genetic research type lab. So, you know, maybe I'm just looking at it from the wrong view, but I kind of feel like it's not just a reactor now that I'm kind of thinking about it a little bit more. Again, I'm not 100% sure if that's what they were going for there, but anyways, all right. So finally, the flashback is over, and here, yeah, Tifa says, you know, how bad was it? You know, when Sephiroth cut me, and Cloud obviously saying that it was pretty bad. I thought you were a goner, so. She was not looking so great. Here, let's go back upstairs, and gotta check out the cupboard here. You have to check this a couple of times here. Cloud will say you can't reach it, and I don't know if it's like 5 or 10 times, something like that. You have to try to grab this item, but he'll get mad and punch it. Yeah, it looks like it was about 5 times or so. There you go, or kick it. Okay. So there it is, Mega Elixir. Those are extremely useful. I would say they're more useful later on in the game, but for the time being, I guess it's, you know, it's cool that we grabbed it. And all right, so here Barret gives you the PHS, and what that's going to do for you is make it so that you can swap your characters in and out of the current party. So that's obviously extremely useful. And we're going to run around town here and grab all the different items. So there's an ether here in whatever, what is that, like a little coat closet or something like that. And then I don't think there's anything upstairs here. No. Yeah, this is, there's only one item in this house. Alright, so let's go back downstairs and out. Excuse me. Alright, so let's go next door here. Hurry up. Come on, buddy. There we go. And here, apparently this guy had a dog locked in his pantry or something. And then that locked chest there, I don't think you can ever open that. I could be wrong on that, but if I remember right, you can't open that. And then what do you have there? Another ether. I like ethers. We'll be able to steal those in a little while from some enemies. Suspicious looking man in a black cloak. He was carrying a really big sword. Okay. That certainly sounds like a Sephiroth to me. I believe this house actually has 2 treasures. One is upstairs over here. In the cupboard, I think. Yeah. Guard source. Alright. Awesome. I would say the guard source is pretty useful on, you know, really any character that you're going to be using a lot. Oops. We need to go back in. There's another item in here that we need to grab. Yeah, over here. Alright. Let's head up here. And what do we have here? The Peacemaker. Alright. That is a weapon for another character that we do not have yet. Vincent. So spoiler alert. We'll get another character. His name is Vincent. Alright, so let's grab the, check out the last couple of houses here. I don't know if there's, no, actually I think there's one more treasure. There we are. Another ether. Wow, so was that 3 total ethers? Or did I just count wrong? I probably counted wrong, but... there is nothing in here. Guess they finally got wiped out by Soldier. No, they didn't. Are you kidding? hate it. Just hate it. Okay. Stay out of the kitchen. So apparently some people hate terrorism. Weird, right? If that's what we're calling it. Maybe environmental activism? Aggressive environmental activism. Let's call it that. That sounds better. I'm terrible. So there you've got the item shop. If you need to grab anything, do so. Probably not a bad idea. And then I think this is the materia shop. Yes. And this lady's got all kinds of good stuff. We don't have earth yet, so I'm going to pick up one of those. I ended up picking up 2 more steel materials. I actually really like that because then everyone in the party can steal. And, you know, that way you don't have to, like, constantly skip each other's turns when you're trying to steal items. I find that really annoying. And then here, obviously, we've got a couple more items or new upgrades weapon-wise for some of the characters. So it can be pretty... Oh, and I accidentally... So yeah, I must have I accidentally bought an extra earth materia. My bad, but... Anyway, so... you know, you've got a bunch of new weapons here. I would suggest picking up, you know, whatever the best is for each of the characters. Now, if you don't want, or if you don't care about a full item list, you know, you don't have to do that. You know, and if you're planning on using only specific characters, then don't buy their weapons. You know, the weapons for characters that you don't plan on using. Then you can just save yourself a little bit of money that way. I'll be honest, Barrett does not get a whole lot of time in my party. I dislike him. I dislike his limit breaks mostly. That's the real reason why I don't use him. His limit breaks just don't stand out in comparison to many of the other characters. I would say that Cloud and Barrett generally have the same style where their limit breaks are almost specifically just, you know, damage oriented, which is fine, but again, there's not much of a difference, so I feel like that's why I don't bring Barrett in mostly. So, anyways, that being said, I'm going to equip my materia here, and then we'll make our way out onto the field. So, as always, I hope this guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.